Hello, and welcome to this quiz to test your knowledge of Matthew's Gospel. If you need a recap, you'll find a link to the audiobook of Matthew on the screen and in the description below. So, 20 questions, let's begin. Question 1. Who is generally accepted as the author of Matthew's Gospel? Is it Matthew, Peter, Paul, or Joseph? Yes, it's not a trick question, it's what we call a warm-up question. The answer is Matthew. Question 2. Who told Joseph not to fear taking Mary as his wife? Was it an angel of the Lord, the shepherds, Mary herself, or the wise men? And the answer is an angel of the Lord. Question 3. Which ruler wanted the baby Jesus killed? Tiberius, Philip, Augustus, or Herod? Of course, it was Herod. Question 4. Who baptized Jesus? Was it John the Baptist, Peter, James, or Matthew? Bit of a clue in the name, it was John the Baptist. Question 5. What does Jesus say that the meek shall inherit? Is it everlasting life, the treasure of heaven, the earth, or the throne of God? And the answer is the earth. Question 6. What does Jesus say to do if your right hand causes you to sin? Pray for forgiveness, burn it in fire, cut it off, or tie it behind your back? You should cut it off. Question 7. What was Jesus talking about when he said you can't make one hair on your head black or white? Was it the resurrection, forgiveness, fasting, or oaths? And the answer is oaths. Question 8. How should we practice charitable works, prayers and fasting? Is it with thanksgiving, openly, in secret, or quietly? We should do it in secret. Question 9. Where was Matthew sitting when Jesus called him? In a fishing boat, by a well, in a tax booth, or on a donkey? Matthew the tax collector was in his tax booth. Question 10. Which prophet did Jesus refer to when some of the Scribes and Pharisees asked for a sign? Elisha, Elijah, Moses, or Jonah? It was Jonah. Question 11. What was the fate of the tares in the parable of the tares? Were they left to rot, fed to the swine, thrown in the river, or burnt? And the answer is they were burnt. Question 12. How many measures of flour were used to hide the leaven in the parable of the leaven? 1, 2, 3, or 4? And the answer is 3. Question 13. Which disciple was told to catch a fish that would hold a coin in its mouth? Philip, Peter, Andrew, or James? The answer is Peter. Question 14. In the parable of the workers in the vineyard, why were some of the labourers unhappy with being paid only 1 penny? Is it because they had been promised 2 pennies? Or some had worked less hours for the same pay? Or they were made to work overtime for no extra pay? Or finally, was it because they didn't think it was enough for the type of work? And the answer is, because some had worked less hours for the same pay. Question 15. What objects did the 10 virgins take with them in the parable? Was it gifts, lamps, scrolls, or coins? And they each took with them lamps. Question 16. At the judgement, Jesus will separate the people like a shepherd separates the sheep and which other animals? Cows, deer, goats, or foxes? And the answer is goats. 17. What did Judas do with the 30 pieces of silver that he was given to betray Jesus? Did he lose them to robbers? Did he give them back to the chief priests? Or give them to the poor? Or did he buy a field? And the answer is Judas gave the coins back to the chief priests, who then bought a field. Question 18. Other than putting a stone in front of Jesus' tomb, what measure was taken to guard the tomb? Did they set a guard to watch, set traps? Nothing. Or tell no one of the location? What they did was set a guard to watch the tomb. Question 19. What story were the soldiers told to explain how Jesus disappeared from the tomb? Were they to say that he came back to life and walked away? Or the Sadducees stole him? Or the disciples stole him? Or that he didn't actually die and he escaped? They were told to say that the disciples stole him. And question 20. After his resurrection, Jesus appeared to his disciples and told them to do what? Convert the Romans? Teach his word to Jews? Write the Gospels? Or teach his word to all nations? And the answer is to teach his word to all nations. So how did you do? Thank you for playing, and let us know your score in the comments section below. If you'd like to hear about the future readings or quizzes, hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. Until next time, God bless and goodbye.